Hello, Colt Nation. What's up, No Horsing family? As always, welcome back to another episode of the No Horsing Around podcast. I am one of two dudes talking Colts. I'm one of your hosts, Stephen Burton. And on today's episode, you guys, I'm excited. So, a couple days ago, my boy Zach got to drop a video for you guys of potential trade targets for the Indianapolis Colts quarterback, what it could look like in 2022. And guess what? Today is my turn. It's okay. We already talked. Like, he knew this was the plan the entire time. I was going to get to give my reactions, tell you guys kind of what I think too. So, before we do that, as always, you guys like, share, subscribe, comment, all that great stuff. Let me know what you think. You guys were fantastic in regards to the comments on his video, on any of our videos. We love you guys for that. You guys are amazing. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe. And you know what? Ding the bell. I don't really ask for that a lot of times, but ding the bell so you're notified when we get the new videos out, especially as we're going into the offseason. So, quarterback options. What are they truly for the Colts this offseason? Okay, you guys know my standpoint. I've differed from my boy Zach. I have kind of entrenched that I believe Carson should come back for another season. But that's not to say that's where I sit fully. So let's kind of go through some of these options that we hear. Okay, first, there's Aaron Rodgers. Like Zach, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. I don't see him coming to Indianapolis. I really don't see him leaving Green Bay. It's pretty loaded there with talent. He gets to do whatever the hell he wants. He gets kind of whatever he wants from the GM, from the owner, from everybody. He has tremendous power there. And if they play their cards right this year, you're talking 3 straight NFC title games, potentially going to a Super Bowl. I mean, it's a great situation. I don't see him leaving. Same as Zach. I love me some Carson Wentz, but if number 12 wants to come to the Colts, and it's not Andrew Luck, but if Aaron Rodgers wants to come to the Colts, I mean, I'm not saying no. He's not my first option necessarily. He's wavered a little bit with retirement recently. He's a little older, so I'm not real sure. So I'm not going to waste a lot of time on him. Obviously, the big one is Russell Wilson. Personally speaking, on the market, potentially on the market, let's say, I feel he is the only true upgrade that you can make. And hear me out, you guys, okay? He is 33 years old. He's got about a half a dozen, maybe, years left of playing, probably about 3 to 4 of high-level ability, maybe. Obviously, he's about 3 to 4 years older than Carson. He's about 3 years older than another person we're going to talk about on this list that we hear. But he's uber talented. He really is. And for those of you who are looking for breadcrumbs on what he's going to say, I've said this on Twitter. You're never going to find them. Russell Wilson loves to be loved. He's never going to say anything derogatory or negative saying he wants out. That's why everything was released through his agent, through the teams. He doesn't want things to go south if he doesn't leave Seattle, okay? So he's never going to say where he wants to go. That being said, I think the old adage, too, is Sierra don't want to come to Indianapolis, you guys. And I've said that. Now, granted, you're talking 6 months out of the year. He'd be in Indy, and then you could spend the rest of the time in New York or in L.A. or wherever the hell you want to spend time with Sierra. Best thing I heard was I truly believe in the end, I think he ends up in New York. I think he wants to be in that really big market. He wants to sit courtside at Knicks games, at Rangers games on the ice. He wants to be at Nets games. He wants to be at the Met Gala. He's starting to plan his future outside of football a little bit more. And I just think that's where he wants to be. I don't think it's going to be Indianapolis. And you can tell me what you say about they could blow him away with a trade. I mean, what are you willing to give up, man? You're going to give up a lot. Zach talked about some of these guys. You're going to have to give up, some pain. You're going to feel some pain. Are you going to give up a Ryan Kelly? Are you going to give up a Brayton Smith? Are you going to give up? I mean, a lot of you guys are okay with it. Are you going to give up Carson? You're going to have to do that. Are you going to give up Quentin? Buckner, Leonard? How do you Okereke? You're going to have to give up some pieces, and you're going to have to do it with Seattle. Seattle's going to be looking for more player, less picks. We don't have a ton of picks. But here's the thing, too. You've sent out your first-round pick for Carson. You're going to have to give up a 1 probably next year in 2023. Maybe multiple ones. Maybe a 2 and a player. You're giving up a lot, and you've already given up a lot for Carson. It's tough. But in the end, if you told me they take a big swing and they land him, I'd be okay with it. Like I said, I feel he's the only real true upgrade that is a potential possibility. But he's one that I'd be okay with if that's who they went with. Next up, Kirk Cousins. I've heard that name tossed around a lot. Come on, man. He had a great year, but he's not won anything. If you're comparing stats in Minnesota, he's made the playoffs twice. And a lot of people are going to say, well, Carson made the playoffs twice in Philly. Comparable. Do you want to make an upgrade if you're wanting them to do this? If you're wanting them to truly move off of Carson, you want an upgrade. Why would you make a lateral move? And that's what I think Kirk Cousins is. I think a lot of people are saying he'd operate the system better. He's never been in this system either. None of these quarterbacks have. Now, Russell Wilson is a transformational talent. I think he can adapt. Kirk has never been in this situation. Kirk has 1 year left on his contract. It's a stopgap, and he's older than Carson. So I don't really like that one. I wouldn't make that move. Teddy Bridgewater is another one that I've heard. That's a lateral move, and that might be saying too much. The big lateral move is Derek Carr. That's the big hot topic right now. Obviously, Locked On Colts, which is a podcast, they reported that it looks like he's going to be linked to the Colts all offseason until something's decided. Obviously, he loves the Raiders. He's been in Oakland. He's been in Las Vegas. He's been Mr. Raider. But the interim coach is probably gone. The GM is gone. He wants a new deal. There's a lot of questions on that front. What's going to happen? Do they move off of him? In the end, I don't think they do. He just took him to the playoffs. He had a pretty good year, which FYI is a person who is a Carson defender basically at this point for the podcast, for Colts Nation. He didn't have as good. He had more yards, less touchdowns, and more picks than Carson did this year. And his team got into the playoffs. That's the big difference. I do really like Derek Carr. Actually, last year, he was a player that I wanted them to go after before they went after Carson. What's funny is if you go back to the very beginning of this podcast and you go back to when this podcast was one called Forged in Blue, I discussed the offseason, and Carson was actually my number one. He was the guy I wanted them to go get last year. So I'm probably different than a lot of people with that. That's probably why I'm a little bit more of a defender. I do really like Derek Carr. I do also really feel that is not necessarily an upgrade. It is a lateral move yet again. Like I said, all great quarterbacks. Russell, to me, is the only actual true upgrade that you're going to make, and you can take a big swing at him. I don't know if you're going to connect. And finally, you look at do you just roll with Carson? Y'all know my standpoint. I'm not going to go into all that. I think you do. You got to have – Ballard said it in his press conference. A lot of people are focusing in on how he, quote-unquote, eviscerated Carson Wentz in his presser. But he also talked about the need for stability, the need to stabilize that position, the need not to have another starting quarterback in another year. I think it'd be 5 for 5. Let's see. So you got Luck, Jacoby, Phillip, Carson. It'd be the fifth one in 5 years for Frank, for Coach Reich. So you got to have some stability. You also look, I did a little deep dive really quickly on it. The jump he had from year 1 to year 2 in Frank's system was his rookie year to his second year. Second year was where he was an MVP candidate. I'm just saying, and I know that there's the idea of, are you wasting a year? If you load and you get some weapons, that does nothing but help the team for whoever the quarterback is after next year, potentially, if it's not Carson. So in the end, do I think they're going to sniff around? Yes. Do I think they might take a swing at Russell? Yes, but I think it could end up being like a Stafford situation that they just get outbid. Someone's going to go balls out and really go for it. Do I think they sniff around Derek Carr? Potentially. Do I think he leaves the Raiders? Probably not. I don't see it. Another another name is Jimmy G. I think that's the epitome of a lateral move. This is what I'll tell you about Jimmy G, you guys, for those who have asked about him too. My friends are Titans fans, obviously living in Tennessee, and they would love for us to sign Jimmy G. That says it all. They would love for us to sign Jimmy G because what they say all the time is he will eventually give the game away. So they would love for us to sign Jimmy G. That's all you need to know about trying to trade for him potentially. So I differ. Like I said, I don't think it's standing pat. I think me and Zach, we agree on a lot. This is one of those things that we just don't, and that's fine because here's the deal, you guys. We're all just talking, man. None of us know anything. And everyone's allowed their opinion. I like Carson. A lot of people don't. And that's fine. Tell me why you don't like him. Tell me why you want to move off of him. We love healthy debates on this show. Me and Zach have them off air all the time. So, I mean, in the end, if I'm ranking, I've got Russell, Carr, Wentz, and then you've got everybody else. Okay? And Carr and Wentz are really like 2A, 2B to me. In my opinion, if you take a big swing at Russell and you miss, I'm okay with moving forward with Carson Wentz. I think year 2 with some weapons, full offseason. I know these are all things that people say are excuses, but there's a lot of potential out there. There's a lot of quarterbacks that they could discuss, and there's a lot of moves that could be made potentially. That's the thing. Russell may not go anywhere. Derek Carr may not go anywhere. Jimmy G's probably going to go somewhere because they want to move to Trey Lance. Kirk Cousins may not go anywhere, okay? There's a lot of pieces that are out there, and a lot of them could not end up going anywhere. Deshaun Watson's out there. We all know that's never going to happen. We don't talk about him because there's just no way under God's green earth that they would ever trade in division, and I don't think we would make that move anyway at this point. So let me hear from you guys. You guys were really healthy, really interactive on Zach's video. I want to hear what you guys think of my ones that we're talking about too. Kind of compare the two. Let me know. Let me hear what you guys have to say. It's Colts Nation, man. We fluctuate. Everybody's taking a couple of deep breaths at this point. The season's been out. The offseason's been a week and a half now. So let me hear what you guys got, okay? It's going to be a fun offseason. There's going to be a lot of chatter. March 16th is, I believe, the start of the league year. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, you guys. That's when we'll know at that point. The deal for Carson was early in the offseason last year. The deal for Stafford. If there's a deal for Russell, if there's a deal for Derek Carr, they're going to be early. We're going to know quickly. So let's have fun with this, you guys. Let's have a little bit of fun. We're going to have some fun this offseason here at No Horsing. If you've not yet done it, please like, share, subscribe, comment. We're pounding ahead, man. We're going for that 1K. We're getting there. You guys are helping us, and we love you guys for it, okay? So let me hear your guys' comments. Let me know what you guys think of the quarterback options. Let me know what you think is going to happen. Let me know who you like best, okay? As always, we end this thing the same way we always do. I love you. I know Zach loves you.